3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to Did You Know? Brought to you by Mallard Bay. Check out Mallard Bay for all your hunting and fishing bookings. That's mallardbay.com.
Very good.
Okay, I'm going to go the first this time.
You go ahead. You say I filibuster, and I don't want to take any time away from whatever you've got going on. So you fill the time.
Okay, so I'm not going to let you filibuster me today. So Here we go. Fun and interesting facts about technology.
Is it fun and is it interesting?
I don't know if it's fun, but it's interesting.
Okay.
Do you know who founded Samsung?
William R. Samsung, born in 1943.
Nope. Samsung was founded in 1938 as a grocery store, while Apple was founded in 1976.
Oh, we got different history.
The first computer mouse was rectangular and made of wood. It was invented by Douglas Engelbart in 1964. The mouse consisted of a single or pair of wheels to translate motion into movement on a screen. Engelbart patented the mouse as the XY position indicator for a display system. The first ever computer virus was developed in 1971 named Creeper. It was created as an experiment to see how it could spread between computers. It had no malicious intent other than to display the message, "I'm the Creeper, catch me if you can." With each new computer infected, Creeper would try to remove itself from the previous host. Interesting. Domain registration was free until 1995 because nobody knew what the internet was even capable of back then. In 1936, Russia built a computer that ran on water. It was named the Water Integrator, and it was used to solve partial differential equations. Adjusting taps and plugs altered the flow of water, and the result was measured via level of water in certain tubes. There's some smart-ass people back in the day.
I'm telling you.
There are computers that are just designed for the Amish. These computers are designed without internet, video, or music capabilities. Some Amish businesses have seen a need for word processing power as well as an access to useful organizational tools, such as spreadsheets, which is how these computers were introduced. No porn, no music, but the Amish can use them. The original Xbox included some snippets of real space missions. When on the home screen, you would eventually hear transmissions from the Apollo missions. The first alarm clock could only ring at one time. It was invented in 1787 by Levi Hutchins, and it only rang at 4 a.m. It wasn't until 1847 that a French inventor patented the first adjustable alarm clock. So if you bought someone an alarm clock, that's going to have to get up at 4 o'clock every day. Do you know what holds the record for the most views on YouTube?
It's gonna be some dumb video YouTube. No, I'm going to say Mr. Beast. It's a Mr. Beast video.
Baby Shark Dance. 9.9 billion views.
Baby Shark.
The search engine name Yahoo is an acronym. Yahoo stands for yet another I can't even say the word. HIERARICHICAL.
I'm visual. I don't know.
Yet another hierarchical.
Hierarchical?
Probably. Officious Oracle is what it means. Actually, out of that, I know what yet means, and the other ones, I don't even know if I know what they mean. So,
another.
Amazon was originally an online bookstore called Cadabra. In July 1994, Cadabra Inc. was launched. A few months later, they rebranded it to be Amazon. Cadabra was intended as a reference to the word abracadabra. Jeff Bezos' lawyer pointed out that, and the reference was too obscure, and people sometimes heard cadaver instead. 1994.
Did you know he went to Home Depot and he didn't have money to buy a desk, so he bought a door and 4 2x4s and just like drilled them into it and made himself a desk.
The guy's worth.
That was his first. I think he still has it.
It's worth $100 billion now.
Still uses the door desk.
MySpace lost almost all data pre-2016. The first website ever was called CERN. It's still available to view today at info.cern.ch. And CERN is spelled CERN. In 1992, the first photo was uploaded to the internet. It was a photo of a comedy band named Les Horribles Cernetis. The band was formed by employees at CERN. CAPTCHA is a really long acronym. It stands for Completely Automated Public Turing Test to Tell Computers and Humans Apart. The top 5 most common passwords in 2021 are all week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 9. So there you go. That's 2 of them. There are only 21 million Bitcoins that can be mined in total as of August. There was 18.77 million of them have been mined. I do not understand how the Bitcoin deal works.
Yeah, I know it's going to stop at 21 million. So everybody, they say if you can get to a tenth of a Bitcoin, you'll be set for the rest of your life.
I don't even know how to get them, so it doesn't matter.
You just go to Coinbase, set up an account, and spend $10,000, and you got a tenth of a Bitcoin.
No, I'm talking about I wouldn't know how to mine one.
Oh,
I don't understand all that.
I don't understand all that. But yes, I have heard that there's only going to be 21 million of them. I didn't realize they were up to 18 though, so that's kind of scary.
As of October of 21, there are over 1.89 billion websites on the internet. In 2016, the number of websites almost doubled from 900 million to 1.7 million. Amazon ships approximately 1.6 million packages a day. They come to my house every day.
Yeah.
And over 5 billion snaps are sent on Snapchat every day. There are 290 million daily active users on Snap. I'm not one of them. And over 16% of Facebook accounts are fake or duplicates. More people use the internet in China than anywhere else in the world. China has the most active internet users in the world. There are more than 854 million internet users in China, followed by India with 560 million. There's only 300 million people in America. So around 319.6 billion emails are sent and received each day. Bill Gates' house was designed using a Mac computer, and Time Magazine named Computer Man of the Year in 1982. And that's my Did You Know?
Do you know what the longest Snapchat streak is?
3,612 days. I don't even know.
3,701 day.
That's pretty close.
It's from Katie Barden and Aaron New. Second is 3568. That is from Hannah and Lauren Lucky. There's number 3 is 10 days behind them, Jeremy and Anna. I don't even know how long. Oh,
that's almost 10 years.
Yeah, streaks on April 6, 2015. I guess that's going on from then.
I'm assuming Snapchat must have come out around 2015.
I think that's what it's saying. Since Snapchat introduced streaks on April 6, 2015, countless users have been striving to maintain their streaks and secure a spot on the leaderboard. I didn't even know that there was a leaderboard, so I'm not a Snapchat
So you're basically
user.
Doing some technology stuff too. This is interesting.
I'm not a no. I was just piggybacking off of what you were doing. Because I had seen this a couple days ago, and
that is interesting.
Anyway, it tied in. Mine is about the Black Death, the Black Plague. In 5 years, the Black Death wiped out 50 million people. Nearly half of Europe's population died of the Black Plague. It was
over a 5-year period, you said, or 10 years?
In 5 years. 10
million a year. Wow.
It wasn't just a plague. It was a nightmare that rewrote history. The plague began far from Europe, actually. Historians believe that it originated near the Gobi Desert or the Mongolian steppe. Some pointed to Lake, I can't pronounce that, where strange death had been reported as early as the 1330s. So what happened, the Mongols in 1343, they decided to siege Genoese trading city of Kaffa, modern-day Fedosia. Never heard of that. Still don't know where that is. As his army camped outside the city, something strange happened. Soldiers began dying in droves. They began, those black lesions, high fever, vomiting blood before succumbing to death within days. The Mongol war camp became a graveyard. In desperation, the Mongol leader ordered the most horrifying attack in history. He catapulted the plague-ridden bodies over the city walls. So that is in 1343. By October 1347, the Genoese ships set sail, and then they arrived in Sicily. Authorities were horrified when they saw the sailors covered in black boils, delirious and dying. Some had already died below deck. Authorities ordered the ships to leave, but it was too late. The infection was already in the city. The Black Death swept through Sicily like wildfire. Within days, Messina Street were filled with corpses. From Messina, the plague spread north to mainland Italy, where it finally reached Genoa and Venice. Within months, it had traveled to Constantinople, where it killed 70% of its population. France, where bodies were France filled the harbor with bodies. London, where half the population died. And then Florence also. By the summer of 1348, the plague reached Paris. The city was home to over 200,000 people, and by the time the plague left, half the city was dead. The disease had 3 deadly forms. I did not know this. I thought it was all wrapped up into one. You had the bubonic plague, where you would get the large black boils, high fevers, and vomiting followed. Mortality rate was actually only 60% if that's the plague strain that you got. Pneumonic plague, this was where it would attack the lungs. This had nearly 100% mortality rate. So if you got the coughing up blood, you were pretty well screwed. And then the septicemic plague, the deadliest form, it spread through the bloodstream. Death occurred within hours. So I don't know. I guess you would want that one rather than coughing up a lung for 3 days.
What caused the plague? Was it mice poop?
I'd have to chat GPT that. The death toll was staggering. Over 50% of some cities' population perished. Flores lost 60,000 people in a matter of months, and their bodies filled the streets. 1348, Black Death continued across the English Canal. And then by the time it reached London, over 50,000 people had already died. Here's what's crazy. The Scottish people saw what Europe was going through, and they thought this was a time to wage war. So
they were dying.
So the Scots get all geared up for war. They prepared to invade, and then the plague struck them, killing thousands. The Scottish army was decimated before it could even march. The Black Death finally receded in 1353. But the world it left behind was forever changed. Labor force was decimated. Wages rose. And then it also brought in the Renaissance period. So the entire region was decimated, depopulated. Survivors found new opportunities. Land became cheap. And the middle class.
So they never had a cure for it? It just went away?
I guess it just kind of went away.
That's very interesting.
I don't know how you survived it.
There wasn't no antibiotics or nothing back then.
I think just I know that the doctors, that's where the big they'd wear the mask and it had the big beak, and then they would fill the beak with herbs to keep you from having to smell the death that's all around you.
That was a nasty place, anyways. People stunk.
My goodness,
that'd been a terrible time. One of the worst times to live. I can't imagine that. Could you imagine being a Plains Indian also?
Oh, it sucked.
I mean, all that any kind, even the settlers that went west.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that just was such a nasty, a terrible situation. And I've read that the Vikings were pretty clean people. So maybe you wanted to be a Viking where it was cold.
Let's see here. What started the bubonic plague? I just want to know what started it. Yeah, I think it's just cities or. The plague is believed to have originated in Central Asia. We already went all over that. I've always heard it was mice, and then
that's what I thought too. The dust from mice droppings,
kind of going back and forth,
getting your lungs. But that septis one that killed people in hours.
Give me that one.
That is great. I would like to know if they ever come up with a cure to the plague. Someone died of measles today in Texas. I saw
that there are hundreds of cases every year of the measles.
Well, I'm not saying that's unusual. I just saw where someone died from it today, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jesus Christ, we had 20 million people come across our borders. We have no idea where they was coming from, no telling what was brought to us.
Well, it's not just that. It's just that now that RFK is in office and he's kind of this, not an anti-vax, but we need to know what the vaccine. If the vaccines cause more harm than they do good, do we need them? So we've got that narrative going on. So now that he's in office, the media is picking up anytime.
It's kind of like these airplane situations. Right. Everything's Donald Trump's fault for all these plane crashes or almost crashes.
The Black Plague finally declined due to a number of factors, though it never truly disappeared. Natural decline of the outbreak. The disease burned through population so quickly that it eventually ran out of hosts. Many who survived developed immunity. So there's your herd immunity type thing.
There you go.
Quarantine and public health measures. City began implementing quarantine. Venice was one of the first to isolate incoming ships for 40 days. Infected houses were sealed off. Mass burials reduced exposure. Climate and environmental changes. The Little Ice Age may have altered rodent populations, decreasing the number of infected fleas. That's how it was.
Fleas.
The fleas got on you,
yep,
and then they'd bite you. Some believe changes in human behavior. Fewer people traveling also slowed the spread. And then also the evolution of immunity, herd immunity. So,
all right. Well, thank y'all for listening to us.
Pretty much it.
God bless you and have a great week.
You also need to watch for deer. Bye.
you seen that movie Zero that's out now?